But I want to start with this Bill Belichick to North Carolina. At first, I was like, oh, okay, he's just doing that to, see if he can get some interest in the NFL or something like that. And then I spoke to my good friend Chris Lee last night from WRAL, and we were talking, and our conversation kind of led over to this. And he was the first to tell me, I didn't realize this, but Bill Belichick's father, Steve, was an assistant coach at North Carolina from 1953 to 1955. What do you know about this relationship or connection that wasn't there before, that I wasn't aware of, between the Belichick family and the University of North Carolina, DG?
Well, there's a few layers to it. Number one is the dad connection. It's a famous family, right? Number two is that Bill Belichick, at 72 years old, as you mentioned, is pitching the idea of bringing his young son, Steve, who's an up-and-coming defensive coordinator for the Washington Huskies in the Big Ten right now. So that would assuage some of the concerns about hiring a 72-year-old coach. If you can tell recruits, hey, we're not sure how long Bill's going to be here, but whenever that transition happens, whether in 3 years or 7 years, there's a succession plan in place, and you'll still be playing for a Belichick, if it comes to that. But there's a famous photo in Lee Pace's book about Carolina football that shows like a toddler or a little older Bill Belichick in the seats at Kenan Stadium. There's also a deep friendship. An assistant lacrosse coach at Duke has known Belichick for decades, and they're good buddies. And Belichick has visited the UNC campus and spent time with the lacrosse team, et cetera. And one more layer, there are members of the UNC Board of Trustees who have a relationship with Belichick. And that's why part of the angst among many Carolina fans right now is that it's not just the traditional way of doing a coaching search, which is your athletic director leading the way, right? Bubba Cunningham, overwhelmingly the point person in any coaching search. It feels like there's multiple heads to the monster in how this coaching search is going at Carolina. I personally don't believe that's a good thing. Those Board of Trustees people need to be on the same page as the athletic director of the university. We'll see if they're headed in two separate directions. But what a lot of people rolled their eyes at, the Bill Belichick headline, it's definitely serious conversations. Whether it happens or not, we still don't know. But Bill Belichick thoroughly impressed the people he interviewed with, and he has that longer-term plan for the Tar Heels, even if he were only the head coach, for a relatively short period that reflects his age, soon to be 73.